I am back with another video, and of course I'm here with my lovely brother ACKEEM. He is joining me in today's story time. I'm going to be talking about the time that our mom passed away. Her anniversary is coming up. It's been 3 years. Yeah, so she passed away. She passed away 2016. It was January 2016. January 25th, 2016. Yep. So I thought, why not just share this story? A lot of people also ask me about my mom and like who do I live with, like, you know, and I'm just tired of repeating myself, so I'm just like, let me just tell y'all the story and just get it out the way, you feel me? So I'm going to start off with my perspective and he's going to say his perspective because we both were in different situations. Like,
at the same time.
Yeah, like it all happened at once, but like we were both at different places at different times. So let me start off with my story. So I remember it was just a regular cold ass day and I was on my way to school. Our mom had a thing where she loved to argue with us. Okay, she was a typical Jamaican mom. Like, she'll call you and start cussing about anything. You could leave your socks on the ground in your room and she'll cuss you
until the nighttime.
She'll call up her sisters and be like, you wouldn't believe it, Tatiana and Keem left a sock on the ground in the room. Like, she was that type of mother. So she's calling me, she's cussing up a storm, and I was just so annoyed, like, with her cussing. And I remember I hit up the phone and I called my best friend Brooklyn and I was like, yo, like, my mom's pissing me the fuck off. And like I was ranting. And she's like, yeah, like, relax, like, you know, it's your mom cusses over everything. And I'm like, oh, like, she's just so annoying. Like, I just remember saying that. I'm like, she's just so annoying. So I went to school, I had my merry day. I was supposed to go to study with a friend after school because it was exam season, but for some odd reason he canceled on me. He canceled out of the blue. Like, I mean, he never messaged me and said, hey, I'm not coming. He literally just canceled out of the blue. I was waiting there for so long and he never showed up. So I'm like, oh, this is pretty odd. So I was on my way home and my mom decides to call me. She's like, hey, like, do you mind grabbing me something to eat? I'm not feeling so well. And I'm like, sure. Then I like, oh shit, I forgot I lost my bank card. I'm like, I can't get you something to eat. She was very upset. Like, she was like, oh my god, like, and I'm like, there's nothing at home that you can make. Like, why do you need something outside? But she was just like, whatever, man, whatever. So she was just so angry. So I'm like, what the heck? So I'm like, I'll come home and I'll cook you something. I'll whip up some fast corned beef and rice, something, you know? So I finally reached home. And I go in, my mom's upstairs on her phone with my aunt at the time, and she just like yapping away, talking about how she doesn't really feel well, and she's sitting up. And I'm like, oh, like, hey mom, like, I'm home from school, like, I'm just gonna be downstairs studying and for my exam, you know, the usual. And she explained to me that she didn't feel well, and I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, I'm not really breathing properly. And I'm like, oh, like, it's like a reoccurring thing. My mom had heart problems before she passed, so when she said she's not really breathing properly, she has medications and stuff to take, so we really didn't really think anything of it. We're just like, oh, okay, like, you know, it's whatever. So I just went to study. Obviously I keep a close eye on her, but that was that. So I was downstairs studying now. I had all my papers laid out. Like, I was really like about to study real hardcore for this exam. And my brother came up to me, he's like, hey, like, mom's saying call the ambulance. And I'm like, okay, like, why are you telling me? Like, I was like, okay, call it. Like, mind you, this happened, my mom's been in and out of the hospital because of her heart problems. So, like, I was just like, okay, like, I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, okay, like, call the ambulance. Why are you coming to me and telling me this? So, my brother called the ambulance. And I remember, I'm like, oh, mom, do you want me to come with you? And she was like, yeah, I want you to come with me. And I'm like, oh man, like, why? Like, I really want to study. Like, I didn't want to go. Like, I really didn't want to go. But I was like, man, why do I have to go? So the ambulance finally came, to keep the story short. They're helping her come from upstairs to downstairs. And I just remember her saying, like, oh, she was really having trouble breathing while she was, like, moving from stairs to stairs. Like, they really had to help her come down the stairs. And at this point, I'm like, this is a little different. And usually my mom can, like, get to the ambulance herself, usually. But this time she's taking a little slow. Like, she's, you know, she was moving a little slower or whatever. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I just packed up my stuff and I put it in my school bag. And I zipped it up and I said, all right, let's go. Like, I grabbed my mom's purse. Another typical day when mom goes to the hospital. 222s. Now, this is when things just did a whole 360, and I was literally so shook. Like, this was the most shookest day of my life. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. So I was sitting in the ambulance, and they were trying to get my mom to lay down flat. Now my mom has a little bit of a weight to her, so she found that when she was lying down flat, she couldn't breathe even more. So they were like, Miss Weston, we need you to lie down, we need you to lie down, we cannot move the ambulance without you moving. And my mom was just like, no, I can't. They refused. We sat there for probably like 5 minutes. I think you were saying like, why didn't you guys move? We were literally sitting outside of the house for like 5 minutes because she would not lay down. And in order for them to move the truck, she has to lie down, or she has to be buckled into the structure, or whatever the thing is called. So now she starts complaining to the paramedic like, I can't breathe. And they're like, okay, they're moving all fast now. They're like, okay, like, they're trying to put her on oxygen mask. Oxygen mask wasn't working. I'm sitting there now, and I'm looking at my mom. My mom's sitting like this. Like, she had her hands on her legs, and she's sitting like this, and she's, like, trying to breathe, right? And I'm like, oh, my God. Like, I was like, what is happening? Like, at this time, I was 16 years old, so my 16-year-old mind was, like, just shook. I was just, like, my eyes were just like this. So, as soon as I start seeing that she wasn't really becoming responsive, because the paramedics were trying to talk to her and she wasn't really responding, she was more focusing on herself breathing, I pick up my phone now and I call my stepdad, and I'm like, mom's not breathing properly. The paramedics are like, calm down, she's breathing, she's gonna be okay, she's gonna be okay. I'm like, I've never seen my mom like this before. I've seen her complain about her not breathing, but for me to see her like that was a different story. So I was starting to panic, and I started crying, and I was like, she's not breathing. I called my brother. She's not breathing. I was a hot mess. News flew like that. Like, everybody was calling my phone and was like, is your mom okay? And I'm like, I don't know. So what happened was, in the ambulance, they, instead of giving her the oxygen mask, they decided to do this one oxygen thing where they put it inside your like throat, I think, or something like that, and it's like where it's making you breathe, it's breathing for you, so like you're forced to breathe the air, because she couldn't take it in and take it out. Like, I don't know what was happening. So I'm sitting there, I'm just like, oh my God. And my mom's eyes, y'all, I'm not lying to y'all, my mom's eyes were like popping out of her head. Like, it was the scariest thing to see her eyes so wide and literally fighting for her life. So I'm there and I'm bawling. There's one of the paramedics is trying to calm me down, and I'm there texting, trying to call people. So long story short, we finally move, because like, they're like, okay, this lady's not gonna lie down, she obviously needs attention, we need to go. So we finally decided to move, and we went to the hospital. They put the sirens on, we sped there. We probably got there in like, I say about 3 or 4 minutes, and the hospital is a good like 6 to 10 minute drive from here. So we got there pretty quick. I remember them taking, hold on a second, this is hard. I remember them taking my mom out of the ambulance and they literally laid her flat. Like, she had no option at this time, because there's no way they're gonna carry her, like literally carry her. So they laid her flat, and they were trying to talk to her. I remember the doctor rushed out from nowhere, and he was like, Miss Weston, can you hear me? If you can hear me, blink. He was like just trying to talk to her, but she wasn't responding. And I was losing my shit. Like, when I mean I was losing my shit, we were literally running into the hospital and like just transferring her from the stretcher to the bed. So they were trying to do CPR on her, and I was just standing there and watching them rip her clothes off, and like, they were just moving so fast that my mind wasn't even processing everything. I'm like, God, there's no way. Like, you know, there's no way that my mother was so perfectly fine from when I left her in this house this morning, and I came home and she's not talking to me. I can't hear her voice. Like, it was so, I can't even explain. There's no words to describe how I was feeling in that moment. So then that's when I decided to call my brother, and I was like, yo, get to the hospital. Mom's not breathing at all. Like, she went from breathing to not breathing. And I was watching them trying to revive her, and I just kept putting this negative thought in my head, like, oh my God, this is not looking good at all. Like, I've never seen her like this. I don't have any hope whatsoever, because the way she was set, I was like, she was already gone. Like, there was no hope, you know? So I was going ballistics. Everybody was looking at me like I was crazy, because I was crying historically. So I remember calling out my friend, my best friend, Brooklyn, and I was like, yo, my mom's in the hospital. I was crying. I was like, my mom's in the hospital. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm here alone. She's like, oh my God, what's happening? Like, her father and her mom flew to the hospital. Like, they were the second people there. I was like so happy, like some people were there, because I was by myself and like I was just going crazy. And then my brother came, and everybody came, and then as soon as my brother came is when the doctor came up to us into the waiting room and was like, we're sorry, but we couldn't save her. When I tell you guys, I lost my shits. I'm not going to lie. That was the worst day of my 19 years span of life. To lose your backbone, like the woman that created you, like I was so depressed. I didn't eat. I couldn't sleep. The fact that we had to go back to the house and she was not coming back was so weird to my thought. It took a lot to process. Like that, wow, my mother just died. I had nothing to say. She was hooked up to all these machines and all this cords and stuff, and I was just looking at her lifeless. It was just so crazy, like so crazy. That's my side of the story, to be honest. What happened? My brother's gonna tell his side of the story now.
So basically, after a long day of school, I came home. I was the first one home before everyone else. I was like, okay, I guess no one's here. I guess I was out maybe doing something. Maybe out. I know my sister's at school, my brother's at school, and I know my mom's out doing something. I'm like, okay. So I go in my room. I go take a little nap. I wake up. I hear my mom. My mom was the second person to walk in. So I seen her. I'm like, okay. I'm like, hey, mom, what's up? I go downstairs. She's the greeter at the door. And she's like, I see her. She's like, cool. And she's acting like any other normal day after I seen her. She's talking to me. I'm like, hey, nothing good, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's all good. And I'm like, okay, cool. And since my mom, I know she has a hard time breathing, I wanted to help her up the stairs. So we go upstairs. I walk her to her room. She's sitting down now. Again, this is the part where she's talking to her sister. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, whatever. Everything's good. I go in my room. So again, I go back to sleep. Next thing you know, I hear my mom call my name. I wake up, I'm like, I just call my name right now. I'm so confused, right? So I go, I'm like, what's up? She's like, call the ambulance. I'm like, what? Are you sure? Because I know my mom, since her heart condition, I know she's always in and out from the hospital, give or take, whatever, because she just want to make sure she's okay. So I know that. So when she's saying that, the ambulance, and she sounded like really like how she was kind of saying, like, call the ambulance. I'm like, okay. So I just make sure, like, hey, Teddy, like, I was thinking about the client this way, whatever. So
yeah,
that's why I guess, cause I wasn't too sure, because
that's when he came to me. Like, I was just like, huh? Like, okay.
Cool. So I call it, so they finally get here, and I kind of wish, on this very day, that they kind of just like helped her, like they got the stretcher and kind of helped her down the stairs instead, because I feel like that kind of put too much pressure on our heart, just kind of walking out. Cause how they were going down was really slow. I mean, like they were taking like every step.
But our house is so narrow that the stretcher probably wouldn't even.
That's what I was thinking too. So I thought, like, okay, maybe she just have to kind of walk down it, right? At least they were kind of helping her grow. I'm just watching, like, okay, let them do their thing. And now that I'm like, okay, go over for her and so, cause like I make sure that she goes, cause ties some more like information for us, cause like I know I'm just like I'm telling my mom to calm down and a lot of stuff in that situation and stuff.
Yeah. Before you continue, sorry, I really did not want to go. Like, what I mean, I didn't want to go. I was like, no, Mom, I do not want to come. I need to study for my exam. My mom said to me, I want you to come. And I'm like, why me? Like, you know, even up to this day, I'm like, why did I have to witness that?
It's because Tati, Mom loves Tati very deeply.
Yeah,
so
I was
I just
the
wanted
favorite,
to make sure Tati
for sure
wanted to go. So I'm like, hey, Tati, just go. Or if anything, just hit me up if anything crazy happens. Because I make sure, like, when she's in the hospital, I want to make sure she's okay and everything's fine. So in case, if she doesn't come home tonight, I can see her the next day, right?
Yeah.
So I sit there now. I see them to go. They got in the ambulance now. I'm like, all right, cool. So I walk away, thinking the ambulance going to drive away. I sit there. So I'm like, so I'm just in the living room to make sure, like, so like, I'm like, so like, whatever. My brother comes home now, and he's like, oh, blah, 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 talk about school. I'm like, okay, cool. 222 now, I look back out the window, I still see the ambulance out there, and I'm just sitting there like, That Emma should have left a long time ago. What's going on in that right now? Because that's like that's what makes me worried. Because like you guys were sitting there for a good while, like
good
like
10 minutes. It was
insane.
long. I was
like,
shocked myself why we were sitting
like,
there for so long.
at least I was about to just come outside and be like, yo, what's happening?
Yeah.
You know? But once I like thought that, the Emma just drove off. I'm like, okay, cool. So at least hopefully everything's okay now. Whatever. Next thing you know, I'm just chilling. I hear my phone go off. I'm like, all right. I answer the phone. It's my sister, and she's just like, she's just like, she's on it. I'm like, yo, what's wrong? I'm like, speak. She couldn't speak.
I couldn't.
I'm like, hello, can you say something, please? Like, what's going on?
Say anything. And that's what everybody was saying to me. Like, they're like, can you speak? Can you speak? And I was trying to form my words, but my words weren't forming. I'm like, that's exactly how I sounded. Not to like make a joke or anything. Like, that's literally how I sounded.
And like I was like, okay, let's spit it out. Like, what are you trying to say? And she's like, Mom's not breathing. I'm like, what do you mean she's not breathing? Like, can you elaborate on that? What are you talking about? Cause I was just puzzled on when she said that.
Yeah.
Like, cause I know like there's many mishaps and all that stuff, but like I know my mom's pretty strong, so I'm hoping that she'll pull through this from. So she's like, not breathing. Let's get down here. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, to my brother, I'm like, yo, we have to make haze. Let's go. We gotta catch this bus right now. So just get down to the hospital. He's like, okay. So once we get off the bus now, fast forward. We're at the hospital. I see again her best friend Brooklyn and all that stuff, saying like, and so on. And her dad was just comforting me like, Keem's okay. I'm like, what do you mean it's okay? What are you talking about?
Yeah, like.
And that's when the doctor walked in the room. My sister, she's already like, she's crying. I'm like, what? I'm like, what's going on right now? Next thing you know, the doctor's like, I'm afraid to say this to you, Hakeem, but like, your mom passed away. I'm like, and I was just like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? Passed away? Like, what?
Yeah.
And that's when it kind of really hit me, because once he showed me that she was just lying there, just
lifeless,
just not moving, I was just like, I just dropped to the ground. I was like, holy shit! Like, this is
I remember that
real life. Like, what the? I was just.
It was so sudden and it was so unexpected that everybody was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" Although we all knew, like, she had her weight issues. Obviously, she was a little bit bigger than she should have been. Or she had her heart problems. My mom was one of the strongest ladies you would ever know, okay? Like, she would do anything to make sure that we all had it. Me, him, and we have a little brother. So all three of us had it. Like, she was so strong. No matter how much, things she had to go through, how much pills she had to take for her heart, she would work every day to make sure that we had what we had. We had a roof over our head. We had food. We had clothes on our back. We were in school. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was the strongest woman out there, and I was just so like, wow, this is really happening. I never expected her to go so soon. Honestly, I obviously wish she would have lived to see a lot longer, because I mean, she didn't see me graduate high school, she didn't see him graduate college, she's not gonna see my little brother graduate high school, she's not gonna see, all those thoughts run through your head, and it's just like, what the fuck? Like,
and just
what?
knowing that, like, just seeing her again, just there on the bed, just not moving.
You guys have no idea.
So heartbroken. That's like, oh my god, this is actually like happening. I legit thought I can wake up from this dream thinking that it's just
you dead ass thought it was a dream, right?
I had to call everyone, and even when I was calling my aunts, and everyone was like, wait, what do you mean?
Like,
just get
it was so hard to explain to other people, because they weren't really understanding what was going on, and I'm like, she's not here, like, she's gone. I remember calling my stepdad after I already told him that she's not breathing properly, because he was at work. I called my stepdad and I said, look, she's not breathing at all. But I wasn't forming my words like how he was saying. I was like, oh, she's like, stuttering and all that. And he's like, Tatiana, what do you mean? Calm down. I'm on my way. When he got to the hospital and he's seen her, he's just lying there lifeless. I think it hit him. He couldn't believe it himself. He was just like, he's looking at everybody. Everybody's crying, and then he just breaks down. Everyone just like broke down, because we're just like, how did that happen? Like, we tried so hard to make sure, our mom didn't have to work so hard, because I got a job since I was like, I just turned 16, I got a job. My brother's been having a job since he was 15. We tried so hard to make sure that our mom didn't have to work twice as hard for us, but it still broke her down. And up to this day, I'm just like, God, why did I have to witness that? Why did I have to witness my mom struggle for her life? And, you know, it wasn't, I wouldn't wish it upon the worst enemy in this whole entire world. I wouldn't wish upon anybody, not a soul, to go through what I had to go through. Life now is,
it's different because
it's different,
like
yeah.
back when we got back to home, you just knowing that she wasn't coming home with us, right, or seeing her the next morning or so, it was just that nice silent night, that silent night in the night when you're just like, wow, that's gonna hit you hard. And I'm pretty sure all of us were crying. Everyone now home that we told, and so on.
We were all crying. And I remember, you know, the thing is, it's like my mom was literally my best friend. When she was going on the road, I was going on the road, you know? And, like, she, a lot of people say I was spoiled, and I was the one to get the most out of her, but, like, because I was the only girl.
If only you seen it, I lived it, I was like...
Yeah, I was the only girl, right? So, I was spoiled when I was, a child and going up to 19 years, and I did get away with a lot of bad behavior that I shouldn't have gotten away. Up to this day, I'm like, I don't know, like, I was like, damn, like, I really put my mom through that, you know, and all that stuff. But it's like, it's just so sad to see somebody like that go, and then it's like, you're now on your own. Now, mind y'all, we don't have our fathers in our life. Imagine your only backbone passing away, and then you now have to turn around and say, I have to face life now. I have to get a job. I have to make sure I'm going to school. I have to make sure everything. There's nobody to tell me, hey, Tatiana, did you go to school today? Hey, Tatiana, how was work? How was school? What'd you get on your assignments? Did you do good on your exam? There's nobody there to really put you in guide, you know? And it did come tough for me when it came to school, because I started not going, and obviously that affected me big time, because then it put me behind, and it's just like a whole motivation. Like, there's no motivation, there's nothing.
I think
like
all of us lost like motivation into like just
into life, period.
Because it was just so much to take. Because again, obviously our mom takes care of us, and we live to put a roof over our house, but it's just like, hey, now you're gonna have to go do everything basically by yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like oh shit, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, again, I'm doing good dudes. Thank God every single day that mom kind of prepared us for every single moment. Prepared us from legit jobs to eating, how to like do different certain things.
Yeah, with life.
Really happy on that. Yeah, like it was just so heartbreaking to know that, you know, your mom passed away, and now you kind of defend for yourself now in the world. And again, this world is pretty scary. This world is scary.
Period. I just have to thank God that my mom raised me so independent, so that I can now fend for myself, you know, and I don't have to rely on nobody. I don't have to rely on a dad that was never really there for me. I don't have to rely on anybody else but myself. So now,
and me, you know, her older crazy brother, you know.
Yeah. Make every moment count. That's the motive for the rest of life. Make every moment count, because tomorrow's not promised to none of us. No matter how healthy we are, no matter how good we are to God, tomorrow's not promised. We can wake up tomorrow. We cannot wake up tomorrow. We can wake up and something happened to us. Like, you know, that you never know. So it's like, make sure that you spend those times with the people that you love, and you're around the person that you truly love the most, because you never know when that person's gonna not be there no more, and when they're not gonna be there no more, that's when it's gonna hit you the most.
I love you, Mom, Paul and Weston. You are an amazing woman. Thank you for taking care of me and my sister.
Thank you for taking care of me. Alright guys, so make sure you like, comment, subscribe on this video. I will be putting my brother's social media pages in the description down below. If you guys want to see more videos with me and my brother, we can tell a whole lot of stories, okay? This is not the only one. This is just the most serious one. So if you guys want to see more story time with my lovely and handsome brother, we will do that. And yeah, that is basically, guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye.